Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mandy Moore and Taylor Goldsmith. Guys, what's up? How are you? Thank you so much for being on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So how's everybody doing? You guys have been married now, what, like a year and a half?
Quarantine's putting a lot of pressure on our relationship.
Yeah. No, we've been very lucky because we hear stories like people being like, wow, like divorce rates are up in China or whatever, and we're like, oh, we've been getting along great. So I guess we're just some of the lucky ones.
Yeah, sure. Well, the forced proximity kind of seems scary, but I've actually heard so many more positive stories about families feeling more connected and more bonded than the alternative, feeling more conflict or tension.
I love that.
That's definitely us. Yeah.
I mean, in some small way, there's part of me that already is sad at the prospect of this time ending, simply because I know this is such a specific moment that we're living through, and that we'll never have this kind of time together.
Obviously, it's not worth the crazy sadness.
Yes, all of that aside, just the simple fact of like spending every day together for the foreseeable future. One day I know that will come to an end, and I'm like, oh, he'll be back on tour, and I'll be shooting, and it'll be sort of mayhem trying to find time together. So in that sense, it's like trying to find some sort of solace in that idea that it's a weird moment, but we get to go through it together.
Yeah, and I can tell you something that we've kind of stumbled on just doing this show, and it's being stumbled on all over the internet. Just that artists sharing, particularly musicians sharing their craft in their homes in this intimate way, it's a really unique and special way to connect with people. It feels like a kind of a renaissance of artistic expression happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we live at a time with music, for better or for worse, where anybody's performance can be chopped up and edited and tuned and just kind of refined. And sometimes that does take the fingerprint out of it. That takes, like you're saying, like a certain level of intimacy. So I feel like now this moment, when watching singers and songwriters and musicians play and in their own homes with just them and their phone, you really get much more of a clear sense of what they sound like. Pre-studio.
I also am kind of hopeful that some of this will rub off on us in the future, and the way we communicate with one another, the way we sort of present ourselves to the world, like we'll retain a little bit of this, like the less fuss and gloss. There's something really nice about, even watching like the news and seeing people like doing their own hair and makeup and literally broadcasting from the basement. It's like, it can be done. I know that obviously it has to be done during this time specifically, but I like seeing that side, and I wonder if even just like these sorts of performances will become more of a mainstay and a staple in the way we present music and other performances and whatnot to people, because there is something really nice about getting this inside glimpse into who they really are without,
it creates a taste for authenticity.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is super fun to hang out, but I also cannot wait to hear you play some music together. So what do you got? What are you going to play for us?
We're going to play a song from my record, Silver Landings, called If That's What It Takes. And then
we'll do all your favorite bands, the old Dawes tune.
Excellent.
The old Dawes classic.
The hit smash.
Well, Taylor and Mandy, thank you so much for being on the show. It's so fun to hang out. And now let's hear some music.
Right on.
Thank you so much for having us.